Well, here we go from Philadelphia. It was Chicago that knocked Philadelphia out of the playoff picture last year, beating them in a 4-1 series.
Now Chicago runs a very methodical type of a half-court offense. They do an excellent job in forming what we call triangles, overloading one side of the floor, and out of it things just flow. They use very few numbers or signals, so the defensive teams have got to gauge off of which way the ball is passed.
It'll be inbounded here by Chicago. Mahorn came down with that ball, but stepped out of bounds with it.
Right now in this series, Bill Cartwright and Will Perdue are dominating Mahorn and Bowl at the center position.
That's amazing.
Something, yeah, it is, due to the fact that Philadelphia defeated them 3 out of 4 games during the course of the season.
Since Chicago is getting the ball back here, what we're doing is resetting the clock. That ball didn't hit the rim, so the clock is being reset at 13 seconds. And now it comes into Paxson. He's got Green on him. One of the key matchups tonight, Scottie Pippen against Charles Barkley. And Pippen misses the first shot. A rebound. Goes out of bounds. Still belongs to Chicago.
Anytime that you double team, naturally people must rotate and cover. Well, what is happening in this series is the guards for Philadelphia are rotating down inside and are getting beaten on the boards by the front court people of the Chicago Bulls, all by size.
And Michael Jordan takes his first shot of the night. That one won't go. Barkley comes away with a rebound.
I expect Charles to try to get every rebound in the place tonight.
He could really have a big night. He had a big night in game 1. Game 2, he kind of fell back a little bit. And now coming home and needing this win, he may really explode tonight.
This is the guy. He must get going, Gilliam. They need the third scorer in this series. Barkley and Hawkins are getting their catches. They're doing enough damage. But they need Gilliam to pick it up.
Only 5 seconds on the shot clock. In it comes to Ricky Green. And they're going to call a foul on Paxson. So the first whistle of the night goes against Chicago. John Paxson called for his first.
That's always a tough foul, Pete, when 2 guys get their hands on the ball.
And it's tough when you've only got about 4 seconds left on that shot clock, too, with the ball way out there.
They go down inside to Barkley.
Look at the crowd he draws. He loses the ball. Last touch, though, by Chicago. It'll still belong to Philadelphia.
When Charles makes his catches tonight, he must react quickly. Chicago is excellent because of their quickness getting to the trap.
Great inbounds pass, but Hawkins missed a little short jump shot. And Michael Jordan brings the ball down for Chicago. Now, Jordan in this series has not really had to take over a game as he had to on 3 occasions last year in the best-of-5 set. Grant down low on Gilliam. Puts the jumper up over Gilliam. That won't go. Barkley comes away with another rebound. We are still scoreless here in the opening couple of minutes of quarter number 1. Pippen trying for the steal, but Green got away.
That like
comes down to Mahorn.
Get Mahorn involved early. Get him involved early because he can score.
He still only has 2 points in this series. And here's Scottie Pippen bringing the ball down.
You have to find out early if Mahorn can go for you.
Cartwright, who has really hurt Philadelphia in this series, gets the first 2 points of the night.
There is no threat of shot blocking up front by Philadelphia, so Cartwright has a major size advantage.
Jordan coming over to help out, and Gilliam, he gets rid of it. Cross court to Hersey Hawkins. There's Jordan over there on him, but Hawkins hits the jumper. Hersey Hawkins gets the first Philadelphia bucket. We are tied at 2. And that's how you answer that, Michael Jordan. After a basket, something Chicago does so well, getting down court and scoring quickly after a made basket.
As soon as Hawkins, that shot left his hands, Jordan took off. He was guarding Hawkins.
Gilliam blocked from behind by Jordan. Cartwright over to Scottie Pippen. Chicago on the run. Nice pass underneath to Grant. He gets his first 2. And Chicago, who has jumped out on top early in all 3 games now, as Barkley on the other end draws the foul. Chicago leading at 6-2.
This is a pace beast that Jimmy told us before that he does not want to play. And that is, you score, we get it in quickly, push it up the floor, and score quickly. Because as the game will evolve, they have more horses than you do. And Jimmy Lynan understands that he needs to rest his 3 big guys, and the way to rest them is to take their time in their half-court sets. You cannot get caught up in a major transition game here.
Well, there's Barkley at the line. He's been doing his normal numbers during these playoff series. In this particular series, scoring right at 27 points a game, pulling down 10 rebounds a game, but he needs help.
During the course of the year, Charles averaged 10 foul shots a game. In the playoffs now, in this series, he's also at 10.
Still looking for his first point of the night, and there it is. So it's now a 6-3 Chicago lead. You see the time left in quarter number 1. Pete Van Wert, Jimmy Brown with you from Philadelphia. A must-win situation for the Sixers. They really must win 2. There's an illegal defense whistled by Jack Neese.
What you have is very poor interior defense by Philadelphia in the post-up areas, in the painted area in games 1 and 2. They must do a better job in denying the passes to the people in there. And if they're going to stay with the perimeter people, then you have got to handle your man one-on-one. Now, right now, Phil didn't like what happened over there on the side.
Comes into Scottie Pippen. He quickly turns around, puts it up, rolls off the rim, though. Rick Mahorn pulls it away off to Ricky Green.
See, but that's too easy. Pete, the passes are going in there, and guys are catching the ball 3 to 4 feet from the basket.
Here's Barkley on Pippen. Everybody else clears out. Now Grant comes over to help out to get it out to Green. If Green can start to hit that outside shot, that would help Philadelphia tremendously. He's only scored 4 points in this series until that one.
Well, he and Turner need the uncontested jump shot from 18 to 20 feet.
Scottie Pippen's baseline jumper. He drills it his first 2 of the night. 4 different Bulls have scored. And it's an 8-5 Chicago lead.
Nice.
And Gilliam got clobbered by Michael Jordan.
Because of the defensive quickness of Pippen and Michael Jordan and Grant, when you catch a ball someplace in the painted area tonight, you better catch it and dunk it quickly, because they rotate as quick as Detroit. The only thing is they might not have as much shot blocking as Detroit.
You know, the point you made about the team defense that this Chicago club plays, really a good one, because I don't think a lot of people would even guess that Chicago is up as high as they were during the regular season in so many categories. Armand Gilliam getting his first point of the night. Look at Barkley coming in there in case that shot missed.
Well, see, that is legal in the NBA. As soon as the ball leaves the player's hand from the foul line, you can crash from the top of the circle down in.
Bulls by 1. A little over 8 minutes to go in the first quarter.
I see no double team. They're relying on Mahorn to stop them.
Cartwright shot a little strong. Rebound comes off to Hersey Hawkins. And the Sixers can grab the lead here. Hawkins, a 3-pointer.
All right, he'll shoot that. He's one of the top guys in this league. He came in 7th this year in shooting percentage. Now, this is a real workout for Michael Jordan, because they need his points, but he also must guard Hersey Hawkins.
First time tonight the Sixers have had the lead. Jordan tries to answer on the other end. That one goes up over the backboard. It goes back to the Sixers.
The main thing that Jimmy Lynan is trying to do is to get the ball up the floor as quick as he can after a score to Hersey Hawkins. Now, if he can catch it and they have something open, fine. But if they do not, back it out. Let's milk the clock, get in our half-court sets, take advantage of Barkley and Gilliam down in low.
Ricky Green, who only hit 1 out of 5 field goal attempts in each of the first 2 games. Well, he hit one tonight, trying to hit another one. He does, and he was fouled. Paxson's going to be called for his second.
Now, Paxson has a legitimate complaint. Ricky Green put out that left leg, and he got hit right in the knee. Now, you're going to see this now. Now, just watch as the pass comes over. Here comes Paxson rotating. Now, watch the knee. You see how he kicked the knee out? Now, he was deliberately trying to get fouled. Now, in this league, back a couple years ago, maybe 3 to 4 years, this was a major thing that a lot of jump shooters were doing. We have not seen this happen very often. Now, unfortunately for Green, because of the angle that he had his leg extended and Paxson running at full force, he caught that knee as it was opened up.
We've got a timeout, 7:18 remaining in the first quarter.
Three reminders from a leader in four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive technology. 1. Don't try this without the advantage of four-wheel drive. 2. Don't try this without the advantage of all-wheel drive. And 3. Don't try 1 or 2 without the advantage of Jeep or Eagle.
My mother and grandmother are definitely my ultimate heroes, and they've been my role models forever. Whatever you put into life, that's what you get out of it. And they both stressed that to me. And that's the kind of people you need, and it always starts at home.
At one point in time, I thought school wasn't important to me, and my mom took the time out to pound it in my head that school was important and to get an education and to go on to college and make something of myself. Mom, you're fantastic.
Tomorrow night on TBS, the Braves are looking like contenders, but now they've got to prove it against Bobby Bonilla and the Eastern Division champs, Atlanta at Pittsburgh. Live at 7 Eastern on TBS tomorrow night.
This weekend, play it tough. Play it for Mama. Play it like you mean it. Nobody plays the good stuff like TNT.
The Sixers on a 10-2 run have taken a 12-8 lead. Looks like Ricky Green will be able to stay in there, but here it is again.
Now just watch the left leg. You'll see. Now you see him. He's going to kick it out now. You see that? He's looking for the offense. He's looking for the foul for the three-point play. So it was a dangerous thing to do, especially because of his age at 36. The third oldest player to play in this league. All right, and you would hate to see a great year by him end with knee surgery right on the spot.
Well, he's already got more points tonight than he had in the first 2 games combined. He's got 5 tonight. He only scored 4 in the first 2. And Philadelphia is up by 5. Scottie Pippen from outside hits his 4-point. It's now a 3-point Philadelphia lead.
See, in that matchup, Barkley is laying off Pippen. Right now, Pippen is saying, Charles, you don't come out here. I'm going to knock in some jump shots.
A near turnover by Philadelphia.
Good hands by Mahorn that time. Now remember, Rick Mahorn is playing with a very serious back spasms today. He did not practice yesterday. The coaching staff very, very concerned with him. And all he could do today was walk through things. That was it.
Trying to get it down low to Barkley, but Pippen got a hand up, and the steal gives it right back to Chicago. Here come the Bulls in transition. Pippen wall-to-wall. No. Rebound pulled away by Ron Anderson, who's checked in. A correction by Armand Gilliam. Now Hersey Hawkins comes up short. Rebound pulled away by Cartwright. Down it comes to Grant. Grant was thinking about it, kicks it back out to Paxson, and Paxson was just inside the line. It's a 2-point basket. All 5 Chicago starters have now scored. And the Philadelphia lead, a 1-point lead.
We have a lot of racehorse going on here. And if you are Philadelphia, you cannot allow Chicago to dribble a basketball from half court down in the paint on the fast break. You must stop it out high.
Again, they try to get Mahorn involved with the offense. And finally, Rick Mahorn is able to score his 2nd basket of his series.
Yeah, but he can score, Pete. He has a nice game down in low, and he has a nice jump shot. But let's face it, the lower back, I mean, how much can it take in his elevation of the shot?
There's Grant over Gilliam. And Horace Grant, who has such a good inside game, now has 4 points. Bulls down by 1 at the Sixers.
Well, Grant and Cartwright have a major advantage.
Nice pass inside to Armand Gilliam. His first field goal. He has 4. And it's back up to a 3-point Philadelphia lead.
Charles is laying back off of Pippen. Pippen can take any outside shot that he wants.
Bill Jackson close to getting a technical call on him. He's been going to Jack Gase the last 2 trips down.
Hard foul that time by Mahorn. No way is he going to allow Jordan to go up and make that twisting layup underneath. Now here comes your pass. Now just watch this, Michael. He loves to bring it up on the other side. See, Mahorn is saying, no, Michael, you're not getting the ball up high.
It'll be Jordan at the line. He is 18 of 22 from the line in this series. B.J. Armstrong is checked in, replacing Paxson. That's the first foul, by the way, called against the 76ers. And Jordan cashes in with the first one.
Now, during the year, Michael gets to the line 8 times a game, and he shoots 85%. But at playoff time, over the last 3 seasons, he gets up into double figures. He's averaging 11 foul shot attempts a game.
That's what's got to be a little scary for Jimmy Lynam, because Jordan's kind of been cruising the first 2 games. 29 points. Hasn't really exploded for one of those 40-plus games like he did 3 times against them last year.
Got to get it over here.
And they just do beat the time clock. Along the baseline, Barkley. His first field goal.
See, if Chicago's going to come down the floor and play you man-to-man, and you can get the ball over half court up to Charles, no one can play Charles one-on-one from the corner.
Trying to get it over to Cartwright.
Nice.
Cartwright couldn't hang on. Here comes Barkley.
This is where he's going to take it
all the way through. Philadelphia by 5. 4.5 minutes to go, first quarter. And this crowd really getting into it now. That's what Sixer players were all talking about. Hoping to get the crowd very animated early. Another Chicago miss, another Mahorn rebound.
Barkley was gone. He was all the way down the other end of the floor, because every time that Pippen shoots, Barkley is taken off, and he must be careful now. Now just watch this play. Here's a great steal, and as Charles goes down, this is a 3-on-3 situation. He's going all the way, baby. One thing he'll always do in the open floor, he'll always change hands, cross over on you in some way.
Percy Hawkins didn't have the shot as he got up. Puts it back to Ricky Green. Green missing. 8 for 13 from the field now for the Sixers. Barkley stepped in the line. The ball goes back to Chicago. Philadelphia up by 5, closing in on the 4-minute mark in quarter number 1.
Bad shot attempt by Green. He was really off balance, and they had plenty of time on the shot clock.
I think he thought there was less time on that shot clock than there was. There's about 11 seconds left in the clock.
See, Chicago's just taking their time. They're getting good shot opportunities. They're staying within their offense.
B.J. Armstrong had the ball stripped from behind by Ricky Green. Over it comes to Barkley.
There's that reverse.
But he almost lost the ball, so he has to pick it up and give it back outside. Now it comes right back to Charles.
See, that tests him. When will they come? As soon as he dribbles, that's when they're coming on the double team.
Armand Gilliam hits the jumper. He has 6 points in this first quarter. And the lead up to 7 now for the Sixers.
When you double team Charles, he will always find the free man, but you must create the passing lane for him.
That's the 3rd assist for Charles Barkley, the 6th point for Armand Gilliam. The Sixers have a 7-point lead. Timeout, Chicago.
It's the best time ever to get a Mazda truck. The value of a Mazda can't be beaten. Because right now, you can get $1,000 cash back from Mazda on all base 4x2s and 4x4s. Some of our best deals ever, but they won't last forever. Right time, right truck, right deal.
At Red McCombs, Universal, Benson Ingram Park, and Tom Benson Mazda now.
This Mother's Day, beautifully express your feelings with roses. Enchanting long-stemmed roses, only $9.99 a dozen from H-E-B. Fresh and dewy and bursting with color. Nestled in lush greenery and clusters of delicate baby spray. And at just $9.99 a dozen, you can give your mom a bushel of roses. Give her your best with beautiful long-stemmed roses, only $9.99 a dozen this Mother's Day at H-E-B.
I would like to just show you Ricky Mahorn down inside working. Now you have to understand, sure, he's only had a couple of field goals, but he's only had 6 shot opportunities in 2 games. Now watch this nice pump move, and he takes Cartwright right into his chest. Because of his upper body strength, he can do that. Now how much of a pounding he can take, we really don't know. Because when you're backing a guy down, now just look at his stats. The points for this series and the rebounds, you know that there is something radically wrong with him physically. All right, now, when you back people down in the post area, the defensive guy is hitting you in the lower back with his forearm. Now, how much of that can you take from a guy Cartwright's size, 7 foot, 255 pounds?
You just saw that field goal stat. Philadelphia shooting the lights out of the ball in this first quarter. Also, the big men tonight have outscored Chicago's big men 13-10 and out-rebounded them 5-4. That's where they were lagging in their performance in games 1 and 2.
Philly's doing a nice job gambling on the passing lanes and getting a piece of the ball.
Jordan over Hawkins. Nope, wouldn't go for him. Rebound comes back out.
There it is again.
Oh, Armstrong got a hand up, though.
Come on, Charles. You must hustle back. You can't give him a 5-on-4.
Cartwright's going to take it over Mahorn, and Bill Cartwright hits another one from outside. He has 4 on the night, and it's a 5-point Philadelphia lead.
See, Charles can't display his temper here, okay? He was exasperated because he was open. But you've got to run back. That just cost him a field goal.
Armstrong on Ricky Green now. He'll loop it down to Armand Gilliam. Working on Grant. Down to 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Down to 3 seconds left on the shot clock. 1 second left in the shot clock. Watch out for this one. Michael Jordan in the open court has 6. And it's a 3-point lead. Jordan now 2 out of 5 from the field.
The Philadelphia offense, there is one thing which has been a major negative outside of the shooting. They hold on to the basketball too long, Pete, and then it allows Chicago to trap and then rotate.
Andre Turner getting set to check in. Ricky Green will be getting a breather. Next dead ball.
See, there it is again.
And Horace Grant gets it right back from Michael for 2 more.
See, every pick and roll, Chicago is trapping. The dribbler must either pick up his dribble or go away from the trap. Stop dribbling into the trap.
Philadelphia's lead now, a 1-point lead. Michael Jordan now with 4 assists. That one coming after the steal.
Wants a clear out here. Nice pass.
Gets it to Gilliam. That was a beautiful pass by Barkley. Gilliam came away uncovered after Grant left him to come over and double team him.
It's so hard at this level to get the pinpoint passes through 2 big men who are trapping you. But Charles is one of the best.
8 points now for Armand Gilliam, but Michael Jordan trying to take over a bit for Chicago has picked up 8. Still a 1-point Philadelphia lead.
Michael Jordan slithers through the traps. All right, Pete.
He shows you something different every time you see him play.
They're trying to find. Ricky Green now has fed the post twice from above the foul line at a very difficult angle. When you are feeding post people, if you will just break the foul line, go down a little bit to the corner, 1 step, you increase your passing angle, and you can pass all day long to the post people.
Ron Anderson and Andre Turner have checked in for the Sixers. Ricky Green, Armand Gilliam are out. Michael trying to get the pass across the court. Out of bounds off Chicago. Philadelphia gets it back. Sixers up by 1. 48.5 seconds left in the first quarter.
That was excellent pass by Jordan. Right through Cartwright's hands. He should have had that.
This little guy is giving Philadelphia some quality minutes. After Johnny Dawkins went down, they picked him up, but he's really gotten more and more playing time as the season's gone along.
Good call that time. See, when Ron Anderson comes in the game at small forward, Pippen now plays Ron Anderson. Well, that's a little bit different than Barkley. You're just accustomed to coming down and planting yourself on one side. Now, it's a concerned coach right there, because 2 guys you do not want to get in foul trouble at any time in any playoff game are Pippen and Michael Jordan. They lead you in every category.
Here's another guy who's had a tough shooting series, Ron Anderson at the line. He missed his first one. Anderson in the first game only 3 of 11 from the field. In the second game only 5 of 11.
See, by Anderson coming in the game, that makes Pippen play everything honest. Plus, Pippen must exert a lot of energy in running the floor with Anderson.
Philadelphia leads it by 2. Michael. Another beautiful move. 2 more points. He has 10 in the first quarter, and we are tied at 26. Jordan now 4 out of 7 from the field.
See, no plays are called there with Chicago. They come down the floor, and wherever the basketball is passed, they have options out of it. That's very difficult to defend. Nice pass.
Another nice pass. Ricky Mahorn, though, couldn't get it to go for him. A rebound pulled away finally by Cartwright. And there's the horn ending quarter number 1. So Philadelphia still unable to grab a first quarter lead. They've been behind once and now tied twice in the first 3 games of this series. It's 26 all after 1.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Introducing the new Jeep Wrangler Renegade, the most powerful Jeep 4x4 ever made.
Now save $500 on new Jeep Wranglers.
Alka-Seltzer's Laws of Indigestion. Law number 13. After a good party, any part of the body that can hurt will. For heartburn with headache, you need Alka-Seltzer because there's no law against fast relief.
No better way to face the day.
The morning belongs to Speed Stick. It's what more men reach for to prepare, to prevent, to protect. Speed Stick.
No better way to face the day. Why men?
Few people really understand money, how to make the most of it, how to use it effectively. To most people, money isn't funny. It's serious business. If you're concerned about your money and your family's future, ask your financial representative about the investment products of Kemper Financial Services. Because you shouldn't lose sleep worrying about your investments. Kemper, a concern for your future.
Forget Mother's Day again? Isn't knowing that I love you the greatest gift I could give? TNT remembers moms everywhere with a full day of movies. Sunday on TNT.
The NBA, the NFL, the Pan Am Games, the Winter Olympics, the best athletes in the world, and nobody plays it like TNT.
Pete Van Wern back with you from the Spectrum. We are all tied up. Quarter number 2 about to begin. Manute Bol checks into the Philadelphia lineup along with Turner, Anderson, Hawkins. And Will Perdue is checking in for Chicago. Pippen. Craig Hodges also out there now for the Bulls. B.J. Armstrong.
In that first quarter, Chicago shot 55%, Philadelphia 63%. Now, can Philadelphia keep that torrid pace up? I would say no. They're going to have to improve their half-court game. They have 5 turnovers in the first quarter. That is way too many, especially when you're trying to feed the post people.
Good defense played that time by Scottie Pippen to keep him from getting the jump shot away. Committed the foul. That's 2 on Pippen.
See, this is a different cover for him. He's accustomed to having Barkley catch it and stand around and wait for the double team. As soon as Ron Anderson catches, he's putting it down and going, or he's shooting on the catch.
He was looking for the shot again. Again, good defense played by Chicago. They really have done a good job on Anderson since he's been in there, and they quickly come down the court. Scottie Pippen with 6 points now. Chicago has the lead back, 28-26.
They have 10 points on the fast break already because of bad passing. Now, right there, they trapped that situation. The post guy was wide open. Bad pass situation.
The double team, the triple team now. Charles Barkley, but I'll tell you what. If anybody can muscle his way through 3 trees, that man can.
Now, look, all he did was carry Will Perdue, 240 pounds, and then Horace Grant at 220. He just carried these guys right to the hole.
He's amazing.
Well, the nice thing about it is, see, Charles never throws anything up soft. When he made that move and he split, he dumped that hard with 2 hands because he wants the 3-point opportunity.
And he gets the 3 points, giving him 8 on the day. He's got 8 points, couple of rebounds, 4 assists. And the Sixers have the lead back, 29-48, opening minute, quarter number 2.
And Turner gives you a nice pressure on their point guard right now. Scottie Pippen fell down on the floor. Ron Anderson on top of him. He was looking for a call.
Will Perdue is going to take it from the top of the circle and hit it. Purdue's also had a very good series coming off the bench behind Cartwright.
The new ball is holding his head. Well, that shouldn't shock you. You know, Perdue is a very good low post scorer, and he has a medium jump shot. You should know that.
Turner draws the double team. Down to 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Manute's going to put up a little running hook and hits it. Diagram that one.
We have nothing to say. I am speechless. He shot a rocket.
I don't even know what to call that shot.
Nice pass.
But there's Manute making his defensive presence felt. This time a foul is going to be called against him. We're going to have to come up with a name for that shot. It's not exactly a sky hook. It's not exactly a jump.
Watch the skip. There's this little skip off the wrong foot, and he banks it in.
Sort of looked like he was on a pogo stick there.
The difference between the two teams tonight, the passing is so easy for Chicago into their post-up people. Anytime that Philadelphia tries to make a pass, they're getting a piece of it. Chicago already has 12 assists.
And that's apparently been true throughout this entire series, because we could look at the assist averages for the point guards for Philadelphia coming into this game. Green at 1.5. Turner at 2.5.
Now they need that from Ball. They need the shot blocking to get some easy baskets.
And they need that man to get hot from outside. Ron Anderson. That one wouldn't fall for him, though. Purdue pulled away the rebound. Here's Scottie Pippen on the run.
Dribble. Must stop this guy. This guy is really a creator. He
Anderson was able to get in there and do just that.
Pippen leads the team in assists.
Grant didn't get it to go. Manute pulls away the rebound. Andre Turner on the run. Sixers up by 1. 9:40 remaining first half. Anderson.
There you go.
Finally hits his first one.
That's right. If Manute will just rebound and kick it out long with Anderson in there and Hawkins, they have two excellent three-point scorers.
33-30. Philadelphia by 3. Hodges from long range. Nope. Rebound pulled away by Armand Gilliam.
He always holds the ball, and that stops their fast break. He did it in the Milwaukee series as well.
Quick hands that time by B.J. Armstrong. Will Purdue came away with the loose ball. Andre Turner called for the foul, his first.
I know it sounds like we're beating a dead horse on this passing, but right now Philadelphia could be up by at least 10 to 12 points. Their passing in traffic is absolutely atrocious.
And they still have a 3-point lead.
That's right.
At the conclusion of tonight's game, Hubie Brown and I will be selecting the Budweiser Player of the Game. Scottie Pippen over Ron Anderson. Scottie Pippen with 8 points now in the first half. It's a 1-point Sixer lead.
Scottie, in the early part of his career, his outside shot was questionable, but now he knocks it down regularly. Plus, he's added the fact that he's a good three-point shooter. It's a nice matchup right here.
Stripped away by B.J. Armstrong.
Stop the dribbling.
Blocked by Hersey Hawkins.
All right, 4 on 3. 4 on 3.
Another pass, perhaps made inadvertently to the wrong person.
When you run 4 on 3 in a trailer, the trailer goes right to the box, because what it does, now watch the block coming in here right now. Nice play by Hersey Hawkins. When you trail, you come right down the middle. If you don't have the jump shot at the top of the circuit, you go right to the box. That would have cleared Purdue out of there.
Charles Barkley getting ready to check back in. That's a three-pointer. If it goes, wouldn't go. The rebound is hit by Armand Gilliam. Wouldn't go. Bulls on the run. Scottie Pippen. Basket wouldn't go, but charge a foul to Ron Anderson, his first.
You know, when people think of Chicago, everyone thinks that Michael Jordan handles the ball in the middle of the fast break. But it's not. It's Scottie Pippen. Pippen is the creator on this basketball team. During the course of the year, he averaged 6.2 assists as a small forward, and then the second guy on assists was Jordan. So when he's out there, he's difficult to control because of his size and the fact that he can take off at the foul line and slam dunk you.
Charles Barkley has checked in, replacing Hersey Hawkins. Here comes Michael Jordan back into the lineup. And B.J. Armstrong will sit down. So now you're going to have a Jordan-Ron Anderson matchup, Hubie.
Well, there's no doubt that Michael must work hard in this series. When he's at the second guard, he has Hawkins. At small forward, he has Anderson. Here's your press. They look for that first trap. Look at this. They're doing an extra kick. There are no outlets.
Finally, Gilliam comes out to help out. Anderson for 2. He has 5. 35-34, Philadelphia. 7th lead change we've had in this first half. 7:45 to go.
Michael wants to operate here. He wants to play 2-man with Stacey King.
He's got Anderson on him now. He takes the shot over Anderson. Wouldn't go. The tip wouldn't go. Rebound pulled away by Barkley, and they're going to get a foul call on Stacey King.
Charles is so active tonight. You know, you almost want to milk him a lot because not only is he boarding for you, he's going in the open floor, you know, being one of the fast break people. And when he's in this kind of a mode, you just don't want him to go to sleep on you. Don't forget that he's in the game every, like, third time down the floor.
Gilliam guarded by Purdue, puts the jumper up over Purdue, and a whistle. That's the first call against Will Purdue.
See, Gilliam is a good offensive threat. There's no doubt about that. He shoots 49%. He's also 82 on the foul line. And since he has come to this team, his numbers are the same as at Charlotte when they made the trade. Kaminsky for Gilliam. He had 15 points, and he's averaging right around 15 to 16 here in Philadelphia. But the thing that you're looking for is you are looking for him to become more physical and board and be a little tougher on your movements when you have people on your back. Be a little stronger.
He now has 10 points. Sixers up by 3. Game 3 of this best-of-7 series. Philadelphia trying to win this first one. Chicago a 2-0 lead. Jordan with Anderson and Manute Bol along the baseline. They make him come back out. They did a good job on Michael that time. Illegal D, number 2, called against the Sixers.
Oh, boy. And I'll tell you, that was a tough call. And I'll tell you why. They double-teamed on one side. They double-teamed at half court. And the guy that they called it on was Gilliam, who was on the other side of the lane. And his man was out, and it was questionable whether he was above the foul.
It's the best time ever to get a Mazda. Get a Mazda RX-7 now, and factory-to-dealer incentives can save you up to $2,000. Get a Mazda 929 now, and you can also save up to $2,000. They're some of our best deals ever, but they won't last forever. Right time, right cars, right deals.
At Red McCombs, Universal, Benson Ingram Park, and Tom Benson Mazda now.
New Wingo Bingo's paying off big, and your new game cards in this Sunday's Express News.
Plus your chance to match the $3,000 Wingo Bingo lucky number.
In the Star, Michael Landon's son talks about his dad's quiet courage.
And find out how you can win 2 front-row tickets to the fabulous Frank Sinatra Steve and Edie concert from the Express News.
Oh, talk about a hot ticket.
Nothing's hotter than the X. Nothing's hotter than Express. Nothing's hotter than news. Nothing's hotter than the Express News.
All right, we're going to show you the last play. Here comes Will Purdue to give Jordan a pick. He's not going to take it. He's going to go baseline. And now watch how Bol plays it. Bol plays it soft, and now he helps trap with Ron Anderson. They chase Jordan to the corner. Now, when the ball comes back out to the top of the circle, you're going to see 2 Philadelphia guys out here. All right, now, before the ball is rotated, they called an illegal defense. Give me a break already.
Very quick whistle there.
Gilliam was out of the lane, and he was on his way coming out. Wow, what a tough call.
And it's a technical, being the second one called in this first half. Don't forget, part 2 of our doubleheader tonight. What a series that has been. The Lakers and Golden State tied up at 1-1. Bob Neal, Doug Collins will be out at the Oakland Coliseum to bring you that one. Jordan will shoot the tee for Chicago. 11 points for Michael Jordan.
I'm Jimmy Line, and I'd be very, very upset on that call.
There's your score and time remaining in quarter number 2. Pippen, Jordan, Purdue, Stacey King, and Craig Hodges on the court now for Chicago.
They get an offensive foul down on the baseline there on that screen.
Hodges called for it, his first.
Pippen set a screen for Hodges, and Hodges was not free. He grabbed his defensive man to spring himself open.
Turner, Anderson, Barkley, Manute Bol, and Armand Gilliam on the court for the 76ers. Anderson with Jordan right there.
They're trying to take advantage of Will Purdue's, lack of agility. Nice move.
And Armand catches in with a field goal. He has 12. He has 4 on the 6 now. now from the field. Philadelphia up by 4.
Anderson laying off of Michael Jordan out there. That's rather interesting. Darren Michael will take the jump shot. Nice steal.
Stolen right back, and there's Michael wide open. Banks it home. His first field goal of quarter number 2. He has 13 in the night. It's back to a 2-point Philadelphia lead. 39-37. 6:08 remaining first half. Charles muscles his way in. The jumper wouldn't go. Charles takes a spill. Ball belongs to Chicago.
I want to go back to what I said earlier. You know, Charles is all upset. He thought he got fouled on the play. See, anytime you have a great scorer, and they do not get involved in a play every 3 times down the floor, they have a tendency to drift on you. And especially in a big game like tonight, they need Barkley to be, you know, fed. Even if they double team him, at least he's in the action.
He's only taken 4 shots tonight.
That's right.
So you got to get him a little more involved than that.
You know, if they double team, fine. At least he's touching the ball.
Craig Hodges parries the jumper. His first 2 of the night. We are tied at 39.
They're doing what we call a 75-foot little press, man-to-man. And then, if you dribble the ball, they'll come for a double team.
And they're making it tough on the Philadelphia point guards to do anything when they do get across the timeline.
Good, because time is running.
Gilliam takes it over Stacey King, and Armand Gilliam's played big in his first half on offense. He has 14. Philadelphia up again by 2.
Well, he's answering the call here.
Jordan got himself open for 2 more. He has 15. And we're tied at 41. 4th time we've been tied tonight. Jordan 6 for 10 from the field.
If you're going to play Michael Jordan on a pick and roll, that's soft, by meaning the new ball. He'll get that shot every time coming off the pick.
And Armand Gilliam again. 2 more for Armand Gilliam. Chicago wanted an offensive foul called against Gilliam that time, but instead he winds up with a 16th point, giving the lead back to Philadelphia. Jordan wide open again. I'll tell you what, you can't leave him open like that.
Well, they dared him all through the first quarter also, Pete, and, you know, half of this quarter. Now, he wasn't forcing anything. Let's face it, everyone says in this series he's just floating around, and he's only scoring 29 a game. Okay, floating.
Anderson's going to take it. He was straddling the line, wouldn't go. Rebound was kept alive by Barkley. That was a good play by Barkley. He kicked it off a Grant. The ball still belongs to Philadelphia. Mahorn checking back in, along with Hersey Hawkins. Anderson and Manute Bol sit down for Philadelphia. And here comes Bill Cartwright back in, replacing Stacey King for Chicago. Pippen. Hodges comes over to help out. They get it outside to Andre Turner. His 3-pointer wouldn't go. Rebound comes out deep to Barkley.
Now it's nice movement by Mahorn, keeping that alive.
Andre Turner throwing that ball away. And there's another Sixer turnover, getting the ball back to Chicago. Turner really had nowhere to go that time, getting into the paint with all those big men there.
He's just too quick when he gets trapped. Rather than taking the trap and then feeling it out, he's trying to make a quick pass.
Hodges, no. Mahorn pulls away another one. He has 3 rebounds in the first half. He's going to bring the ball down himself. Bad back and all.
See, Hodges has done a very nice job on Turner. See, they're not double teaming any post guy other than Barkley.
Now Mahorn's going to go in against Cartwright. Comes up short. Rebound pulled away. Pippen got a 3-on-2 Chicago break. Look out for Michael. Another unbelievable move for Michael Jordan. He has 19, and the Bulls have the lead back. Jordan's at his last 4 field goal attempts. 45-43 Bulls.
See, when you get into this kind of a game where there's a lot of pushing and shoving and that, it's the old story. Who gets the easy baskets? And right now in this first half, even though they're struggling, Chicago has got at least 14 points on fast breaks.
Offensive foul called against Charles Barkley. A timeout will be taken here by Chicago. 2:52 remaining. 45-43.
At GMC Truck, we make fuel economy a priority. before a single truck is built. And our 1991 Sierra proves it. With four-wheel drive, get 16 city and 19 highway. And with two-wheel drive models, get an amazing 17 city and 22 highway. GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore. It's quality on the road.
Hold on, folks. Buckle up. Oh! He gets it back.
Magic in the front court. Skybox, the future of trading cards has never looked better.
Why is it so difficult to communicate? Why do people hurt each other? Why do some guys have a hard time adjusting? Why? Ask why. Try Bud Dry. It's dry brewed, not watered down, to drink light, yet satisfy completely. It's the perfect refreshment for the games people play.
Well, there's your score here at the Spectrum. 2:52 remaining second quarter. Bulls up by 2. And here's tonight's GMC Truck scoreboard. Some late scores for you. Late because their games were played last night. Portland beating Utah 118-116. Utah made a big comeback in that game, but Portland leads that series 2-0. Our next game coming up, the Lakers and Golden State. Bob Neal, Doug Collins will have that one for you. That series tied at 1. It moves now to Oakland.
Now, the success of the Chicago Traps. We want to show you an interesting thing. Philadelphia has 10 turnovers, which have caused them to lose 14 points on fast breaks by Chicago. They must solve the trapping. Anytime you get trapped, you take your time, you accept the trap, and then you move it. Then when you pass out of it, you have an advantage 4 against 3. One thing the defensive teams that trap want you to do is either jump up in the air or try to pass quickly.
Paxton's checked back in for Chicago. And as he got the ball inside, a whistle from Ed Rush.
Personal foul is on Rick Mahorn.
Rick Mahorn called for it in second.
That's a tough one down inside because that puts them into the penalty right now.
And at the line, Bill Cartwright. He's really had 2 good games in this series.
Well, you know, it's kind of amusing when you say guys are saying, boy, well, you know, Bill Cartwright is really scoring. Well, you know, the guy has been in the league 12 years. He's averaged 15 points a game. He shot 54% and 78 from the line. What do they think? He's
surprise,
a rookie?
huh? What a surprise.
Right. And you take out the 4 years where he had surgery on the stress fractures. Come on, just think of what his stats were before that.
And when you look at his teammates, you realize he really didn't have to score much for Chicago during the regular season.
Exactly. Everyone has a role.
Ricky Green's had a hot hand tonight for the first time in this series. He now has 7 points. And it's a 1-point Chicago lead.
Now, he's kind of limping, though. You know, that left knee is definitely causing him a problem.
Jordan holding it, looking over Hersey Hawkins. Now he'll take the shot over Hawkins, and he drills it. He has 5 field goals in this quarter, 21 points now in the game. He's hit his last 5 field goal attempts.
I think he's accepting the challenge, not only of the open jump shot, but we have something on the floor here. But also, he's trying to prove now that even when you're on top of me, I still will knock it down.
For those of you that had a glimpse of what that was on the floor, it was a huge safety pin. The mascot was out here during the timeout. A minute 48 to go in the half. 48-45. Chicago up by 3.
See, they're running Hawkins off these baseline screens to try to knock Jordan out of there.
Michael is staying right on him. No whistle. Ball belongs to Chicago. Scottie Pippen. Down low to Grant. Back outside Pippen. There's Michael. He has been red hot, hitting 5 in a row. Now he misses one. Gilliam comes away with a rebound. 5 boards now for Gilliam.
Fell asleep.
Jordan almost stole it.
Yeah. Michael got a piece of it.
Closing in on the 1-minute mark here in quarter number 2.
You can't forget this guy. You've got to get him involved. Nice.
He gets it over to Gilliam again. Gilliam missing the little chip shot from about 4 feet out. Scottie Pippen comes away with it. Under a minute to go. Pippen goes wall to wall. Basket wouldn't fall, but he does earn a trip to the free throw line.
This is what we brought out in the first half, Pete. When you're down inside that painted area, you cannot throw up soft stuff. Charles made a perfect pass to Gilliam in the painted area. That pass should have been caught and slam dunked with 2 hands because Mahorn had Cartwright right there. You cannot throw a fadeaway jump shot when you're 4 feet from the basket.
That's twice tonight that Armand's done that.
That is the 4th field goal that they have missed in the paint, and that's what we mean by throwing stuff up soft. You have no one to blame but yourself. And then they allow this guy, Pippen, on the line to take the ball from half court down inside the painted area without stopping the dribble. Now you're playing Chicago's basketball.
Coming up at halftime, our Prudential halftime reporter, Ernie Johnson, joined in our Atlanta studios by Milwaukee coach Del Harris for first half highlights and a preview of tonight's Lakers-Warriors game. That's all in our Prudential halftime report. Just a little while away now. It's 4 in a row from the free throw line for Scottie Pippen. 5-point lead for Chicago, their biggest lead of the night. Barkley missing the baseline jumper. He's getting a little discouraged.
Yeah, he is. But you see, you can't do that now. You're inside of a minute to play. You want to keep this close. You're only 5 down. Oh, my.
If that goes, nope.
Easy.
And Mahorn's going to be called for the foul. Good call.
Yeah, and that was a very good call and a technical foul. Okay? Now you see, you're inside of 31 seconds to go right now. You take a bad shot at the one end. You come down here. You get the rebound. And now just watch this. Now you're going to see good pressure. Now as he clears the rebound, he steps down. Now watch what he does. Boom. You cannot do that. Okay? You cannot do this in his leg. If he would have hit him with that elbow above the shoulders in the head, that would have meant 2 shots and you're out of here. Now, you know, Rick can be as mad as he wants, except for one thing. That was a dumb foul.
And that's his 3rd foul, plus the technical puts Jordan at the line. Michael now at 22 points in this first half.
Now, see, you'll see it for yourself. Now, just watch. See, you get the rebound. Now watch. Boom. You see, you just not. Or why? Why? You have the basketball. Come up now and work a good play.
You force Jordan to miss a shot. You get the rebound, and it still costs you the ball.
That's right.
And Chicago down a 10-2 run, 51-45.
Play the good teams. You cannot make foolish mistakes and miss easy shots along with it.
No whistle. Ball belongs to Philadelphia.
He's going all the way. Okay.
They're going to call the offensive foul.
Good call. He tried to cross over. Paxson is really hurt. I mean, when you take a charge from Charles, he was really much. See, Charles isn't saying a thing. Now, you're going to watch this now. See, watch as he crosses over. Paxson, see? Paxson's there, see? There's no way. Charles did not have an angle here. You wish that he did, okay? And he's not complaining. See, Paxson took it. Charles had no place to go.
So a pair of really costly fouls for Philadelphia. One on Rick Mahorn, one on Charles Barkley. It's Barkley's 2nd. Paxson's going to have to go back to the locker room, it looks like. It appears to be his right wrist.
Well, he took a real shot. Plus, he really hit hard once he went backwards. I mean, he went from the foul line all the way almost out of bounds.
Philadelphia now has turned the ball over 7 times in the 2nd quarter. Chicago has turned it over only once. Bulls leading it by 6. They can play for a final shot now.
That's right. They're a very intelligent basketball team. They stay within their offenses. They're murder in transition, which is caused by their excellent defense.
Jordan around the pick set by Cook. And a loose ball foul is going to be called underneath. This time it goes against Chicago.
You know what's sad here? Charles just, showed up Jackie Neese, the referee. I'll tell you what, you can't win. I'm telling you right now, you cannot win. All right, now just watch. See, sure he got fouled. They made the call. Now, when Charles and the Philadelphia Sixers look at the 2 plays that they're complaining about, they're going to see that they're wrong.
Scottie Pippen's 3rd. Barkley at the line. Chicago leading at 51-45. Barkley with 8 points so far in this first half. He's now 3 out of 4 from the line, only 3 out of 5 from the field. He's only shot the ball from the field 5 times in the first half.
And it isn't just because they're double teaming him, Pete. He really has not had that many catches of the basketball. Now, right now, you cannot fall asleep. There are 2 seconds to go. That's a long time.
Barkley now at 10. Scottie Pippen from just inside midcourt. No, and the horn sounds ending the first half, with the Chicago Bulls trying to win their 3rd straight in this series. Have come to Philadelphia, and at halftime, they lead the 76ers at Chicago 51, Philadelphia 47. Our Prudential halftime report is next.
The 1991 NBA playoffs are brought to you by GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore.
At GMC Truck, we make fuel economy a priority before a single truck is built. And our 1991 Sierra proves it. With 4-wheel drive, get 16 city and 19 highway. And with 2-wheel drive models, get an amazing 17 city and 22 highway. GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore. It's quality on the road.
They're hell-raising. Daredevil. Showtime. Trailblazing heroes.
So show me your fire truck.
It's in the walls. Every day they go to hell. And back. We saved a life, man. From director Ron Howard. Backdraft. Rated R. Starts Friday, May 24th at theaters everywhere.
Ernie Johnson in Atlanta. Coming up, the Prudential halftime report, but first it's time to honor another of the NBA's best. The Schick Award goes to the player whose performance contributes most significantly to a team's success. It's based on a formula utilizing individual and team stats. And this year's winner of the Schick Award is San Antonio's David Robinson. The Admiral averaged 25.6 points a game and led the league in rebounding with 13 a night as the Spurs captured the Midwest Division title with a 55-27 mark. Only 4 teams had better records. He also blocked about 4 shots a night. Tonight, David Robinson is vacationing in Texas, where Mark Kressel, marketing manager for Warner Lambert Company, will present the award. Mark?
Thank you, Ernie. On behalf of Warner Lambert Company, makers of Schick razors and blades, it is my privilege to present the Schick Award for 1991 to David Robinson of the San Antonio Spurs. In addition, Schick will donate $1,000 to the charity of David's choice. David, congratulations on a great season.
Well, thanks. On behalf of the San Antonio Spurs, my teammates, and our fans, I want to thank Schick for providing this opportunity to win this award.
Our congratulations to David Robinson. For the 2nd straight year, he's the winner of the NBA's Schick Award.
If your face were square, shaving would be simple. If your face were flat, any razor would do. But your face has curves. Introducing the revolutionary Schick Tracer, the first razor with a blade that flexes to trace every curve on your face. Compared to other razors, Tracer puts more of the blade edge against your skin for real faces. Whoops, like yours. The new Tracer from Schick traces every curve on your face.
At GMC Truck, we make fuel economy a priority before a single truck is built. And our 1991 Sierra proves it. With 4-wheel drive, get 16 city and 19 highway. And with 2-wheel drive models, get an amazing 17 city and 22 highway. GMC Truck. It's not just a truck anymore. It's quality on the road.
Attention! Company! Dismiss!
The people of Delta would like to recognize the sacrifice made by our armed forces and their families.
We do have a special military fair.
Now, with our Welcome Home fairs, active military personnel and their eligible family dependents can travel to USA for 70% less.
Albuquerque, New Mexico? Is that your hometown?
That's right, ma'am. I'm going home.
Delta, we love to fly, and it shows.
This is never gonna work. Hey, relax. Anybody can send them roses.
Excuse me, we didn't order these. Ian, what's this?
Hi!
Did they really expect us to call them? Budweiser!
telling you. Hello.
The Prudential Halftime Report is being brought to you by the companies of the Prudential. Come to the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
They have played 24 minutes at the Spectrum. The Chicago Bulls with a 51-47 lead over the Philadelphia 76ers in their Eastern Conference semifinal. The Sixers trying to win when they're down 2-0. This is the Prudential Halftime Report. I'm Ernie Johnson along with Milwaukee Bucks head coach Del Harris. Beginning of the show tonight, we talk about the things the Philadelphia 76ers must do if they're going to take a game in this series. Let's take them again. Barkley and Mahorn have to be fired up, have to be energetic. What do you think?
I think we saw some energy there in terms of some bumping and grinding. Barkley has done a good job. Mahorn with his back is hurting, but Gilliam has filled in where they've needed some help from Mahorn, and it's helped a lot to keep them close.
16 points from him. Ron Anderson off the bench, the other thing.
He hasn't been able to get going. He only has 5 points, and again, for them to be ahead, he's got to come in 8-10 points at a half.
And also it's the Philadelphia defense, not on Michael Jordan as much as playing Scottie Pippen.
Yeah, because Jordan is going to get what he gets.
No matter what you do.
Pippen has 12 and 5, so they haven't solved him either. And so, again, they're behind at halftime.
Now, as far as the Chicago Bulls go, you're playing defense on Charles Barkley. And I know when you face the Sixers, you got a number of different ways you attack this, when you double them and that kind of thing.
Well, let's look at this on the telestrator here. This is a very interesting situation here because Barkley is isolated over here, and due to the zone rules in the NBA, the defense has to be on this side of the middle of the court. So now they have a choice as to whether they're going to trap Barkley or not. All right, they decide they're going to trap. They could come right here from the top from Paxson, or they could come from one of these big people. They decide to come from the big man as Barkley puts the ball down. Now let's let Barkley put the ball down just to where he starts to pick it up. Right there, hold the ball. Now, Barkley has the ball here. We have the double team right here. Over here, we have Green, who was spotted up right here, sliding into view. And in the defense, we have 3 Chicago players, Paxson, Jordan, and Cartwright, who is just off the screen, each playing half a man. Right here, Paxson has to have one arm in this lane to Gilliam and one arm out here to the top. Jordan is playing half a man here, half a man here. Cartwright is playing solely right now on Mahorn, but he's also going to be taking Gilliam. Should he cut in there, he's half a man. All right, Barkley, who's a master at it, reads the opening, kicks it out. Ricky Green knocks in the jumper.
One thing Ricky Green hasn't been doing much of, he was 2 for 10 in this series coming in, but he canned that jumper. You take a look at the first half summary here, and you see 53% shooting for the Sixers, which is much better than they have been shooting. The Bulls, again, 50%. What else stands out here?
Well, that's a big factor, certainly the turnover situation. You know, I think that the 2 teams that are most likely to end up in the finals of the playoffs this year are the 2 teams that I think are the quickest to the ball, and that is Chicago and Portland. And again, where Chicago can get to that passing lane, they're one of the top steals teams in the league, right? You know, along with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah, and the Bulls. Yes, nice point, Coach. Very nice.
Well, we're going to run something here pretty soon.
Yeah, I think so. So anyway, Chicago Bulls trying to take a 3-0 lead over the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, game 2 of our doubleheader tonight, the LA Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. Man, what a beaut they had the other night as the Warriors even that series at a game apiece. Bob Neal and Doug Collins will call it for us tonight. Let's go to them now in Oakland, guys.
Thank you, Ernie. It was one of the most entertaining games of the year, no question about it. A one-point come from behind Warriors victory over the Los Angeles Lakers, and it had all the drama you could expect, Doug Collins, particularly the shootout between Magic Johnson and Chris Mullin. What a night.
Well, you know, Chris Mullin defied all the odds. When you take time off and you're not completely 100%, your shooting is one of the first things that's supposed to go. 16 for 21, 4 for 4 from the three-point line. The best shooting exhibition I've ever seen in my years in the NBA. As for Magic Johnson, 44 points. Ironically, the top 3 playoff performances of Magic Johnson point-wise in the NBA, 44 and 2 43-point games were all losses. I think that the greatness of the Lakers is getting Byron Scott, Divac, Worthy involved. Only 3 points by Worthy in the second half. I think you'll see more balance from them. As far as for Golden State, I think Don Nelson would love to see the shooting continue.
No kidding. They both teams shot better than 53%. This place will be rocking tonight. Stay with us for Game 3 in the series between the Lakers and the Warriors in Oakland. This is Bob Neal for Doug Collins. Let's go back to Ernie in Atlanta.
All right, thank you, guys. That is Game 2 of our doubleheader tonight. The Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. And just ahead on the Prudential halftime report, the Men of Steel. They are thieves, and we'll show them to you next.
And now, Alvin's stolen. Alvin's going to get a layup. He's going to win it. He jams it home with 3.1 seconds remaining.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish my old partner was here tonight, because this used to be our song. I have everything.
All my dreams come true.
Eddie.
You're my arms, stocks and bonds, and a home for two.
In the movies, happy endings are easy. But in the real world, they take solid planning. So for peace of mind, investment advice, and buying or selling your home, come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
They are at the break at the Spectrum. Chicago with a 51-47 lead over the Philadelphia 76ers as the Prudential halftime report continues. The coach gave you a hint just a few minutes ago what was coming up. The Milwaukee Bucks #1 in steals this year. Anybody in this league will tell you it takes an art to make the steal, as you'll see with the Men of Steel.
Big steal, it kills him. It's worse than the three-pointer.
Price has his pocket picked by Isaiah all alone.
You have to be deceptive.
Steal by Drexler.
What a steal is, it's a legal gamble.
It's a challenge to commit the perfect crime, to seek out an unwilling victim from a crowd and pick their pockets in front of thousands of witnesses.
I try to concentrate and broaden my vision when people are coming down the court. You get used to the way things seem to go, and every now and then you can just guess right and get a steal.
Knicks down by 8. West across the midcourt, loses to Frazier, drives ahead of the field, down the lane.
Like the legendary thief of the 1920s, the man they call Clyde, Walt Frazier, perfected the art of the steal for the Knicks in the 1970s.
Stealing off the dribble is a lost art. I did it in the context of the game by lulling a guy to sleep. It's devastating because in a key moment of the game, you can turn the game around by making a steal.
Mo Cheek's rap sheet reads a mile long. 13 seasons, 4 All-Star appearances. He's the all-time leader in steals with over 2,000.
Sometimes a steal can ignite a team. Sometimes you can win a ball game. Sometimes you can just change the flow of the game with just one flick of a ball.
Here's Jordan, a steal from Dumars, takes it in for the dunk.
One man of steel who truly leaps tall buildings in a single bound is, of course, Chicago's Michael Jordan. On defense, Jordan often leaves opponents grasping for air.
I know when he's guarding me, I have to watch not to put the ball out too far because he's just so quick.
Richmond gets it stolen by Jordan. Jordan on the steal. Look out.
The defensive end is where I really want some recognition because it takes a little bit off of that. I just shoot and I just score and I'm just an offensive player. That's something that I don't want to be remembered as.
Milwaukee Bucks master thief Alvin Robertson can always be found near the scene of the crime by holding the NBA record for steals in a season with 301.
And here's another steal by Robertson.
Stealing the ball just comes from being aggressive. When that point guard is coming across the court and he's calling out a play, you pretty much know what the play is going to be, where the ball is going to go, and you kind of set them up, just like a good poker game.
And now, Alvin's stolen. Alvin's going to get a layup. He's going to win it. He jams it home with 3.1 seconds remaining. Alvin Robertson steal.
There we go. We close it out with your guy.
Yeah, well, Alvin led the league again in steals this year, so he's the big reason why our team has been so good at steals.
Guys got to have down your wear number 21 on your bunch. Now we got the second half just ahead. The Chicago Bulls and the Philadelphia 76ers, game 1 of our Friday night doubleheader. It's coming right up.
I couldn't raise the money to save the orphanage. I guess I'm a failure.
I've invested in their future.
All you needed was some faith.
And friends.
In the movies, happy endings are easy, but in the real world, they take solid planning. So for peace of mind, investment advice are the home of your dreams. Come to the companies of the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
The Prudential Halftime Report has been brought to you by the companies of the Prudential. Come to the Prudential and build your future on the rock.
Nothing beats the sound of cheers. Nothing beats clean, crisp, and cold. Nothing beats the king of beers. Yeah, nothing. Nothing beats a bud. Yeah, nothing. Nothing beats a bud. Nothing. Nothing beats a Budweiser.
Ice cold Budweiser.
Nothing beats a Bud.
This Mother's Day, beautifully express your feelings with roses. Enchanting long-stemmed roses, only $9.99 a dozen from H-E-B. Fresh and dewy and bursting with color. Nestled in lush greenery and clusters of delicate baby spread. And at just $9.99 a dozen, you can give your mom a bushel of roses. Give her your best with beautiful long-stemmed roses, only $9.99 a dozen. This Mother's Day at H-E-B.
TVKO, America's premier pay-per-view boxing network, presents the fight of the month, the Rumble on the Riverbank. A live World Championship doubleheader. Undefeated IBF middleweight champion Michael Nunn versus undefeated James Toney. Then IBF light flyweight champion Michael Carbajal versus undefeated Domingo Sosa. Don't miss the Rumble on the Riverbank on TVKO. Michael Nunn, Michael Carbajal, live May 10th, 10 Eastern, 7 Pacific on pay-per-view. Call your local cable system for details on this knockout doubleheader.
Pete Van Weren, Hubie Brown back with you from the Spectrum. Well, Hubie in Game 1, Chicago had a 17-point lead at the half. Game 2, a 9-point lead. Here in Game 3, a 4-point lead. But really, Philadelphia having trouble with just what you talked about at the top of our broadcast, that Chicago defense.
Well, the traps are really killing them, Pete. They forced them into 12 turnovers. Out in the open floor, Chicago has scored 16 points. Now, the other factor is, and this is big, Pippen and Jordan have 27 shot opportunities, giving them 34 points. Your two horses, Barkley and Hawkins, only have 10 shot opportunities, and you must be able to get the basketball to your two premier guys.
And that, again, is a tribute to the fine Chicago defense.
Absolutely.
They have denied the ball to the two big scorers on this team, Barkley and Hawkins, and if that happens in the second half, you're going to have a 3-0 Chicago lead. It is Green, Mahorn, Barkley, Hersey, Hawkins, and Armand Gilliam.
What's interesting about all this, Pete, is Chicago is really not a big shot blocking team with their first unit, but they are so quick to the traps and they gamble. There are plenty of people that are open in good scoring opportunities, but you must take your time and deliver the pass.
For Chicago, Pippen, Grant, Jackson, Jordan, Bill Cartwright. Green, who was trying to warm up there in that first half, misses the first shot of quarter number 3. Chicago with a rebound. Michael Jordan giving it off to Scottie Pippen. Chicago by 4. Opening minute of the third quarter. Chicago trying to win their third straight in this best-of-7 series.
They just stay within. This is called a triangle offense. You put 3 guys on one side of the floor.
Will wind up taking the shot from the baseline. Mahorn wincing as he came down with a rebound. I think that back is bothering him a lot more than he's admitting. He's trying to play with those back spasms, though. They find an open Hersey Hawkins for 3, but it wouldn't go. And here's Scottie Pippen in transition.
Got to get to the ball.
Jackson blocked by Hawkins.
Nice.
That is 4 blocks tonight for Hersey Hawkins.
What a beautiful play by Hersey Hawkins. Now, it was a 3-on-2. Hersey really comes across. Watch him get this ball right there. Now, he's in the top 10 guys in the league in steals, and he does a very, very good job in shot blocking for a player his size. He's only 6'3".
And it comes to Grant. Pippen will take it over Barkley. Wouldn't go, but there's another offensive rebound for Chicago, and that's what killed Philadelphia in Game 2. Chicago getting those offensive boards and the putbacks. Cartwright got that one.
Cartwright came from the foul line down, Pete. Gilliam just allowed him to come in. He never put a body on him.
6 6-point lead now for Chicago.
Pippen doing a good job on Barkley.
And Barkley had the ball batted away as he got into the paint.
6 seconds.
Barkley will take it from out in 3-point land. That would